What are you wearing today? How does that even work?
What do you mean?
How does a red, a white, an aqua, a blue stripe
become a leopard?
Go into faded leopard? Like
It's from my clothing rental box. I actually kind of want to keep this one.
I have decided.
I like this one.
I have decided that the outfit of the Captain Evil always has to have leopard print. And then Jess, my friend from high school, you're going to claim her as your friend, but she's my friend from high school. She came to hang out and have lunch with us, and then she shows up with leopard earrings, right? So she's
clearly she is Team Captain Evil.
Definitely. But what is it? I don't understand what's going on here. And
what
by the way,
this is cool,
dude. It's already summer, and I'm in flip flops and a tank top, and you're wearing.
Well, it's chilly in the mornings.
Anyway, welcome to the show. I am Steve Trevino, and this is my beautiful... No, you know what it is?
I didn't wear crazy earrings today. I'm not wearing earrings, so you just had to pick on my jacket. That's what it was. And then I noticed last week,
I'm not picking on you.
You wore like an actual shirt with sleeves, and I didn't even realize it. Like, I'm just so accustomed to you being in a tank top. I didn't even realize.
Well, it was skin tone. You thought I was. You thought I was shirtless, and you were licking your chops after the show. It's not gross. It's delicious.
All the taco meat.
Anyway, why do you gotta call it taco meat? Anyway, it's a little racist. Anyway, big news happening in our state of Texas that we're finally getting to a point where they're opening things back up.
Yeah,
which is crazy to me because it is just, man. And we talked about it last podcast. It's just been a fucking year, man.
Well, I saw a meme that someone posted that basically the meme was like, this time last year we all thought everything was normal.
Yeah.
It's literally been a year. And we started doing this podcast because, to be completely honest, my mental health was not doing well. You were watching the news all day long. And
watching the news all day long. I had found
off.
myself depressed and you go, we got to do something, So we did. And now here we are doing this podcast weekly. And it's just been... It's one of those, and this podcast is like working out sometimes for me.
What do you mean? Is like exercising working out, or you mean like it's working out? We might keep doing it.
No. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to work out today, and then once I do it, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I did. And this podcast is like sometimes I'm like, oh man, like.
Well, it's hard to fit it in. And I don't think, you probably didn't realize either, Jess. Jess is here this morning. She sees us like shuffling a baby, moving people in and out. We had guests over the weekend. We're like shoveling them out the door so we can get in.
No, we live a very fast and crazy life. And I've grown to enjoy these conversations.
I have too this morning, even though things were crazy. I was like, I'm really looking forward to sitting around the table and chatting with my husband. Like, we might not have the traditional dinner table sit down, but this is like our equivalent of sitting down at the dinner table.
It definitely is. We had, who's like a brother to me, Tim. Tim and his wife came with their two boys, and they're doing kind of a chill spring break, come visit us. Then they just bought a property in Leakey, Texas, so they're going to go do that. And, we had them come over after me driving from Panama City Beach straight through.
Yeah.
I left Saturday night. It was a 12-hour drive. I didn't get home till 11 a.m. We drove straight through. Had very little time on Sunday. Woke up Monday, and the Martinezes are here. Mm-hmm. With my niece, little Nene, who's freaking hilarious, man. That little girl is so funny. And it does... It breaks my heart, man, because they're growing so fast. And they used to be these little boogers that would come over and I'd make them laugh. And now I'm embarrassing. You're embarrassing.
Yeah.
So we had them over and you had a moment.
Oh, it had nothing to do with them.
No, but you what I'm saying is that we don't ever have the time to talk. Had nothing to do with them.
Right.
Not them being here. It was the fact that...
No, I enjoyed them being here. It was nice. Garrett loved it.
Other than the fact that I spent the morning in the emergency room. Oh, my God, dude. I take Matt, Matt needs a ride to Woods.
Your steak dinner boyfriend, Matt.
Yeah, my steak dinner boyfriend, Matt. He needed me to use my trailer to take his Polaris to Woods here in New Braunfels. And by the time I get back, which, by the way, what were you doing? Where was your supervision?
What I was not doing was deciding I was going to buy a new Polaris. We did not talk about that either.
You shouldn't even bring that up. You shouldn't even bring that up. And it's not a Polaris, it's a Mule. And I got a great deal on it, and it's hard to get them right now. I don't even want to get into that with you right now. Okay?
I know you don't want to get into it. That's why there was no discussion about it.
Yeah,
you were supposed to be taking Matt's trailer, and instead he comes over and he's like, hey, guess what?
No. You're going to... So, Jess... All she does...
Ricky clearly was not prepared for this conversation.
No, every time...
You surprised me, so now I'm going to surprise you.
Let's go. You want to talk about it? We'll talk about it. The fact of the matter is that the Polaris that we have is bare bones, a very simple Polaris. It doesn't have power steering.
It does the job.
Does it have power steering? See or no?
No.
Okay, and every time you get in it, I wish it had power steering.
No, it was hard when I was pregnant.
And it's hard to turn. And I don't like it. And if I'm gonna run for neighborhood queen, I can't be
This Polaris will not do in the neighborhood parade.
No, we needed another one because we use it quite a bit in the neighborhood.
Okay, so if the Polaris is for me, then are we gonna wrap it in leopard print and put a Captain Evil logo on it?
I think that would be hilarious. I would love to have that at the ranch in leopard print, cruising around with a Captain Evil symbol.
It can be camo color. You can make
get it
leopard
wrapped.
print camo color.
I can get John Frost from South Texas to wrap it if you want to do that.
Well,
we can.
Now you might have to if you're claiming it's my Polaris.
No, we are getting a new Polaris because our friends at Woods were so kind to us. They hooked us up.
No, they suckered you. You just got suckered. You had no intent of going and buying anything.
I knew that I still... See, this is man shit. I don't share man shit with you because you should just trust your husband. You should just go, hey, my husband, this is his department. And he knows. So the Polaris that we have... A
grown man toy is your department. Yes, it is.
The Polaris that we have
are your department.
This year, I can still get high dollar for it. Next year, I'm not going to get good money out of it. So I was able to turn it in. I'm going to trade it in. And I'm going to get the new one. And we just upgraded by spending a little more money.
Okay.
And we got the power steering. Okay.
Well, I might upgrade my closet for the same amount. I might stop renting my clothes and upgrade my closet.
You know what would be better is if everybody emailed Woods in New Braunfels and said, wow, we heard Steve Trevino talk about your place on the podcast.
His wife said you suckered him.
You should give him a free mule, Kawasaki Mule. But yeah, so back to, I get home and poor Tatum, how's Tatum, 10?
Yeah.
10. He's laying on the trampoline, and I'm like, Renee's la-di-da, right? Just
no.
doing whatever. So I go over there, and Christian's so funny. His little brother's like, he's faking it. He's a faker. He's a faker over there. I go, what happened to Tatum, guys? Faking, right? So I go in there. I mean, the poor kid is like in tears. I go, Tatum, are you okay? And he's like, I can't move. And I'm like, oh, shit, right? Like, what do you mean you can't move? So, I know because I had a back injury, I know that if anybody ever hurts their neck or their back or anything like that, you immediately say, don't move.
Right.
Right? Don't move. You check the toes. You check the hands, right? So then I did that. He could move his fingers and toes. And I said, all right. I go, Tatum, why don't we go rest inside?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I'm having a hard time getting up and I'm in pain. So we bring him inside. And by the way, Tim and Clarissa had just left to go to sign on their property in Lakey. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, well, I go, just rest. These kids, under 20, you're still rubber. You know what I mean? Like, they just bounce, right? So I go, oh, you know what? And we had plans to go to Enchanted Rock, and the Snake Farm here in New Braunfels and take the kids. And which, by the way, the other kids like, I guess we're not going to Enchanted Rock. Tatum hurt himself, right? So then Renae comes to me and goes, oh my God, like, look, Steve, his neck.
It was swollen. One side was visibly swollen.
Swollen. And I just said, okay, with a neck injury, we got to go to the emergency room.
Yeah.
And we went to the emergency and it scared me, Jess. Like, there was a second where I go in there and I'm like, hey, he hurt his neck. And he was like this. Dude, things move fast. Like nurses were like, boom, wheelchair, neck brace, like call the doctor. I was like, oh, like I got scared, man.
Yeah.
Like I really got scared. Meanwhile, trying to keep Tim and Clarissa in the
Updated.
loop of, hey, here's what's going on. And then thank goodness that the doctor looked at me and she goes, he's going to be fine. He's going to be okay. And I just felt this like, right? Like, thank God, you know. So, you know,
he was being so brave about it too. He was
tough.
So calm and like,
you know, so it turned out he ended up with a whiplash and a concussion.
Yeah.
But then these hospitals, like it drives me crazy. And I love first responders and I love our medical people. And I'm so, you know, they make me proud that they work so hard and they deal with such trauma and especially with coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
But can you get us the fuck out of the hospital? Like, oh my God.
You are so impatient. You are so impatient.
No, so check it out, dude. So the doctor comes and goes, here's the deal. Here's the medicines that he needs to take. And, you know, take it easy, blah, blah. She goes, you guys are done. Let's get your paperwork to get out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great, right? And I also, no. Keep in mind, if I see that the emergency rooms are full and I see nurses and doctors like flying, man, I'm all about being patient. Right? There was maybe 3 or 4 other people in there, right? So now 20 minutes has gone by, 25 minutes has gone by, and I'm like, did I misunderstand? Am I allowed to leave or am I waiting for paperwork?
Yeah.
So I walk over to the nurse's station. I go, listen, guys, can we leave? Or am I supposed to be waiting for paperwork? And he goes, oh, you're supposed to be waiting for paperwork. I go, great. I'll give you guys 5 minutes, and then I'm walking out of here without paperwork. Dude, the guy had the papers on the desk and follows me and goes, here, sign right here. And I'm like, why am I in there waiting for this?
Yeah.
I got a kid who's hungry, right? I got 3 other kids who want to go to the snake farm, right? Because his Shannon Rock got smashed. But I'm like, come on. Don't get me wrong. If you're busy, it was 3 pieces of paper and 1 for me to sign.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? I'm in there for 30 minutes? Because you guys are like...
I love how the story started at 20, went to 30.
No, 30 total.
Okay,
20, 25,
okay.
Another 5, so you know.
I know.
Okay,
it also
30.
doesn't help that you're the most impatient person.
I am patient. Like I said, I have eyes.
Okay.
I have eyes. I am a very observant person. If I see that people are very busy, even in a restaurant, if I'm sitting at a restaurant and my server's flying around, taking care of things, I'm all about it. But if I need ketchup or a water, and I will look over there and the server's over there leaning up against the bar, hanging out, I'm like, nah, bullshit. Get your ass over here, right? So,
I think we should get rid of the trampoline.
No.
I feel like, you're just going to shut it down like that and not hear me out?
No, I mean,
look, he didn't want it in the first place. You were the one who wanted to buy. He was not asking for a trampoline for his birthday.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was, because when he goes to Victoria's, the girls always are on the trampoline.
Because he likes to do it with his cousin.
And that's when he likes to do it when they're here.
Out there and jumps on it by himself. And I feel like lately there have been so many parents who are like, I'd rather my kid not get on the trampoline. Like when they come over, I really don't want my kid on the trampoline. And then this happens. I just feel like, why do we have a trampoline in it? Like, let someone else be the house with the trampoline.
I get it. I get it. But we cannot turn into those people who are, oh, there's a risk, don't do it. Oh, there's a risk, don't do it, right? So it turns into, well, Garrett, baseballs are hard. And there's a possibility that Garrett can get hit in the face with a baseball and lose his teeth. There's a definite possibility of that. So what? Now he can't play baseball?
No, Garrett got a dirt bike for Christmas, and amongst his friends, he is the only one with a dirt bike. He's young for a dirt bike, and I'm okay with that.
Cohen has a dirt bike.
Okay, I'm okay with the kid having a dirt bike. All I'm saying is statistically, more than half of the just as a nurse, more than half of the emergency room visits that come into the ER with kids are because of a trampoline.
Hold on. Without the net. Jess, you have your phone? Do some research. What are the percentages of accidents with the trampoline without a net and with a net?
I'm just saying trampolines are notorious for bad kid accidents.
I don't disagree.
So let's either up our homeowners insurance and make sure the trampoline is covered, or
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
Let's not be the house with the trampoline.
However, and I think in this day and age that we live in, the social media day and age, the TikTokers, the video games, the Nintendo Switch, the Oculus, the Xbox.
You mean all the things you bought?
Well, but there's got to be things for Garrett to be interested in being outside. Okay,
sure.
The monkey bars, the monkey bars that we have are high on the playscape that I put together that I wrote a joke about.
But statistically, monkey bars don't have as many accidents as a trampoline.
They can get hurt on the monkey bars. They can get hurt on the slide.
I'm not saying put the kid in a bubble.
Things.
I'm not saying put the kid in a bubble. All I'm saying is a lot of accidents happen on trampolines.
I want to look.
Enough that like parents are like, oh, when my kid comes over, can they not get on the trampoline?
My dad was very clear. Don't be a dumbass. Learn to not be a dumbass.
Tatum wasn't doing anything dumb.
No,
Tatum was by himself on the trampoline, and an accident still happened.
Yes, and at the end of the day, he's okay. Was it? What did it suck? Okay, Jess has info for us.
Okay. So trampolines cause 100,000 injuries every year. Between 2002 and 2011, more than 1 million people landed in the ER with injuries related to trampoline use. Almost 300,000 of injuries included broken bones. But with the net, it's 50% less likely that you will get injured.
Boom, 50% less likely. That means that 50,000 people a year get hurt, right? 50,000 people.
We haven't even had our trampoline a year, and there's already been an
people.
ER visit on ours.
And I'm just going to add that when we were kids, we did way worse things than that.
Exactly.
We didn't wear helmets to ride bikes.
Right.
We didn't wear pads for everything we do now with our kids. It's crazy.
Look, 50% down. That means 50,000 people get hurt every year, right?
Yeah.
There's 385 million people. Of those 385 million, I wonder how many trampolines are out there. However, it's a very small percentage. Possibly the same percentage as a kid getting hurt playing baseball, a kid getting hurt falling out of a Polaris, a go-kart, a four-wheeler, a dirt bike, or we just going to be those parents.
No, I don't want to be the bubble parents. I don't want to be the bubble parents. I just also don't want the weight of the responsibility of other people's children on that trampoline.
So then you just make a rule. Guess what, guys? If your parents are here...
Sign a waiver?
No. If your parents are here and your parents are okay with you getting on the trampoline, then get on the trampoline. However, what we should have done is, hey, guys, Tim and Clarissa are not here.
Yeah.
You guys, we're not getting on the trampoline.
Okay, I can live with that if that's what the ground rule.
But Jeff and Jess, they live next door.
Right.
They know that their kids get on our trampoline and they're on board with it.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, it's, hey, guess what? If your parents are here and your parents are okay with you getting on the trampoline, then go for it.
I can live with that.
So that way, I'm not the one at the emergency room, right? Right? I mean, seriously, it's the parent.
That feeling stinks.
It was a horrible feeling, and a horrible feeling for Tim and Clarissa, and a horrible feeling for us. And it was just one of those things where it was like, and to be honest with you, I knew that it was a sprain. I knew that. However.
Oh, when I saw that swollen neck, I got scared.
However, I also happen to know that Tim and Clarissa, they have great insurance, right?
Yeah.
And I would say that, hey, man, same for us. We have great insurance. Why risk it? Just go. Just go. Go make sure, right? But had it been Garrett, I probably would not have taken him.
Really?
No. I mean, when you say swollen, you're making people think like it was like protrude. I mean, it wasn't purple.
It was visible that one side was puffy and another side was not.
It wasn't purple. I could put... on a scale of 1 to 10 pressure, I could go all the way to like 6 or 7.
But he wasn't moving it.
I could really push. You're a nurse. I could really push pretty. I mean, if I touched it and he was like, there's a big difference. And then we get in there and they have the little scale of pain, and he's like, I'm like a 3. So. Do I think that we did the right thing by taking him to the emergency room? Absolutely. 1,000%, because you can go.
Right.
Right. And we also happen to know that the hospital where we had our baby, it's a great hospital.
Yeah.
And they did get us in and out pretty quick, except for the last 30 minutes. Right. But it was nerve-wracking and it was scary. And as for the trampoline, yes, I would have to agree with you that there's possibilities of them getting hurt, but there's possibilities for them to get hurt anyway. And I would like for Garrett to have reasons to be outside.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. You know what?
Yeah.
But I like that rule. You can jump on the trampoline if your parents are here.
That's it.
I don't want to assume responsibility for another injury.
So then before you got into the Polaris and the Mule that I'm getting,
yes,
we were talking about how you had a moment that you brought to me, and we weren't able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. We talked about it briefly.
Right.
But we didn't really get to sit down and talk about it. And it's like, we have this hour where we sit down for the podcast and we can talk about it.
Well, I remember before Delilah was born, I remember a mom friend, when she had her last child, she said, look, I know people are going to think I'm crazy and that this is selfish. She's like, but I'm doing this for me. She goes, I know that when this baby is 3 months old, 3-4 months, I'm going to need a break. She's like, so I already have a trip scheduled with my girlfriends. It's on the calendar. It's booked. And I know I have that. And I remember when she said that, I thought that was so smart. And I was like, oh, with this baby, I'm going to do that.
Oh my God, that sounds so smart. I have a friend that just went to Vegas with his buddies. That's such a smart idea. Oh my God.
How many casinos have you been to since Delilah's been born?
It's at my work.
No, ouch. That's what I get.
That's what you get. See? Thank you, Jesus. Sometimes Jesus, he's like, Steve, I got you. I got you. I'll take care of it. You can't hit her, but I can.
So wrong.
You okay?
Just gonna leave a bruise.
Are you okay?
On the marble table. Yes, I'm okay.
Okay, that's what you get.
What were we talking?
Thank you.
What were we talking?
I'm gonna do 3 Hail Marys and 4 Our Fathers today, just to let them know that I got you. No, you were saying how it was a good idea. After 3 months.
I thought it was a good idea. And yesterday I had a moment where Delilah was like really fussy and she was crying, and you'd been at the emergency room in the morning, and I was like, I need a little break. Like I've hit the point where
and this goes.
I haven't gotten a manicure or pedicure since I was pregnant. My toes are funky. Like I haven't even had a chance to go, like, I know they're on camera. Zoom in on Renee's toes. No, I haven't taken a little time for myself. Okay. Like I haven't even been excercising, which I really enjoy.
I haven't been able
and my
to
exercise bike is in the garage. This is not about you right now.
I'm gonna talk about you. And the point, what drives me absolutely insane is the fact that nobody, you're sitting here acting like I'm telling you,
like you go to casinos, that you've had several nights out drinking with your friends.
Yes. But I do that when I go, okay, I've got time. I'm going to make time. I'm on the road, right? You act like I'm going to a casino.
No.
When I'm here on my off time.
Your schedule absolutely facilitates it.
Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is that
I'm not upset that you've done it.
The only person stopping you from doing all the things that you want to do is you.
No.
You act like you have a husband that's like, you better not go do your nails.
No.
And you better not find time for yourself.
No.
And you better not go on a girl's trip. That's how you act on it.
No, I didn't say those things.
So when you brought it up to me.
Your schedule facilitates fun. And your schedule is also what keeps the lights on. So,
with all due respect, like I told you when you brought it to me, and I said, this is not fair because you have Betty. And Betty gets here at 7:30 in the morning, every single morning, Monday through Friday. And she doesn't leave until usually we try to get her out of here at 2:30, 3 o'clock. But she also knows that she can and will stay past that. So you have the opportunity to go, hey, Betty, you watch Delilah. Garrett's at school. I'm going to go shop. I'm going to go get my nails done. You also have the ability to say, hey, mom and dad, who, by the way, Daddy Raymond and Mama Mia love being with their grandchildren, and saying, hey, I'm going to go with Steve alone to wherever he's booked.
I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not ready to leave her like that
So
yet.
you're not ready. Why are you mad at me? Why am I in trouble?
I'm just saying little breaks. And yes, you're right. I can carve them out. But the truth is, like, your schedule is priority. And that sort of is the template for what happens.
Let me ask you a question. Have I ever, and I think a lot of women would like this quality in their husband, have I ever told you no?
Steve, tell me how, we're talking about you, but tell me how great I am.
No. I'm trying to get to the point that you're keeping yourself back. Have I ever told you no? Have I ever told you don't wear that? Have I ever told you don't buy that? Have I ever told you that you can't do something?
No, you have not. But here's the thing. I would love to plan.
I'm the husband that goes, oh, you're going to go out?
You are.
I go, you're going to go out?
Would you let me talk?
You know
Holy
what?
cow.
Hold on. You're going to go out? As a matter of fact, make sure you buy all the girls drinks. Make sure you stay in a nice place. Make sure you book that spot. See or no?
This is like textbook he said, she said. It has nothing to do with you. It has absolutely nothing to do with you.
I agree 1,000%.
It has nothing to do with what a great husband you are. Nothing to do with
I'm not trying to sit
how
here.
lucky and blessed I am. It has nothing to do with any of those things.
I'm not trying to sit here and go, look how great of a husband I am. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, you're holding you back.
Can I speak now? Can you let me finish? Thank you. No, what I'm trying to say is that, yes, we have a house in Rockport on the beach, and I could plan a girls' weekend, right? That's available to us, and I would love to do that. But I can't pull the trigger on it because I don't know what is happening with your schedule. And I don't know if it's going to be a bad weekend for me to get away with the kids. And I mean, for me to get away without the kids, like, I am waiting to see what develops with your schedule. And then oftentimes, if I do make plans, those things have to be changed because something inevitably happens with your schedule. So it's difficult for me to carve out time for myself. So I have to say, hey, no, let me finish. I have to sit down with you and say, hey, I'm getting to the point where I really need this. Can we make this a priority?
What are you talking about? Again, it sounds like you're making excuses for yourself.
Okay.
And all I'm saying is...
So I'll plan a weekend regardless of what you have going on, and we'll figure it out.
Yes.
Okay.
If I'm not filming a show where you are producing, directing, where you need to be there, I don't give a fuck what you do. You have Betty at your disposal. You have my parents who are willing to help. You have my sister who's willing to help. No, it's just hard because
Delilah's really fussy, and you can't even handle that, so much less me put that on someone else. That's hard.
I understand that. So instead of taking...
Jess is over here raising her hand.
What I'm saying is, instead of taking an entire weekend, okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes just go get your nails done.
Yeah.
You make that a priority for you. You go get your nails done, but it takes you...
Why is like mom guilt a thing, but dad guilt is not a thing?
I do have dad guilt.
You have mom guilt.
That's what it is. It's mom guilt. It's mom guilt.
You never hear the phrase dad guilt, but mom guilt is like all over the place.
Because dads just handle their guilt deep down inside, and we drink. We drink, and we gamble.
Amen.
Yeah, see? Even Rick. We have dad guilt too. Renae, baby, the reason I drive home 12 hours straight through the night. Straight through the night. It's because I have dad guilt, right?
Yeah.
But I don't sit there and go, I had to drive 12 hours.
Well, no, because the night before you were at a casino when you could have been sleeping.
It wasn't the night before. It was 2 nights before that, okay? It was 2 nights before that. That was right on our way to Panama City Beach, okay?
Which I'm so bummed we missed out on.
It was awesome town, dude.
I'm bummed we missed out on that.
And then the promoter was an Aggie, and he could not...
How did we not know this place was like right on the beach and so family friendly? We should have gone.
No, we did. We talked about going, but we had just been through Snowvid in the sand. We had just been stuck remember, and we just go, maybe travel.
There was a lot of traveling,
Let's just take a break. But it turned out to be an amazing gig, and the promoter was awesome. And
Harpoon Harry's, it was called?
Harpoon.
So was it a restaurant or a comedy club? What is it?
It's a restaurant.
Yeah.
And he just started doing stand-up comedy. I was lucky. I got there. So, these guys do a lot of... it's a very spring break place. So they were setting up like DJs, and so this week right now.
You were on bikini watch.
No, the week that I was there was not spring break yet.
Oh, okay.
So they were preparing for spring break. So I would like to rebook it so the family could go, because it was a really cool town, and it was beachy, but it was the South, and it was friendly, and there was several putt-putt golf. There was a Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Garrett loves mini golf.
It was awesome. It was just, I could, go-karting, they could get hurt. Don't let them go-kart.
Hush.
There's go-karting. It was just a really cool place. It was a great show.
Yeah.
But yes, I do have dad guilt, and it's not fair to say.
Do you have dad guilt that you had a great time in Panama City and we weren't there?
Yes and no.
I'm just rubbing it in.
No, but we've talked about that, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about the fact that I'm sorry I travel. It's like when you got mad when I was in Tampa on a jet ski and you were upset with me, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I guess I should just sit in my hotel room.
No.
And do nothing.
No.
So,
Let's not rehash this. Just answer your phone. That's the lesson we learned from the jet ski. Answer your phone.
Really? Really? You're kidding me right now. We'll get into that.
No, that's okay. We don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Garrett makes jokes about, Mom, just answer your phone.
Dude, and it's like, oh my God. Anyway, I don't want to get into it. It's a whole nother conversation that Renae does not answer her phone ever. 90%. So I do want to talk about next week.
Because my hands are full with a baby. Because I have mom guilt and I don't put the baby down.
Oh, by the way. Oh my God.
It smells good.
Have you always been a coffee person, Jess, or no? Are you a coffee person now?
No, you know what's weird is Steve was never a coffee person until recently. And then now you're a coffee snob. Like, it has to be the good stuff.
Well, I didn't get it. So I was a Red Bull guy. I like drinking a cold Red Bull in the morning, get me going. And I got to play golf with some business people. And I get to I'm running late.
Squeezing in that me time,
Business. So I get to the golf course and they don't have Red Bull. And I'm like, fucking Red Bull. I hate coffee. So I'm like, you know what? Give me a coffee. So they give me the coffee and I drink it and I'm like, I like this. Holy moly, like this is good. Right? And then I put a little sugar and now I'm at the point where I drink coffee black.
Yeah.
I drink coffee black. So we really got into some cool coffee, and our friends at Old Salt Coffee right here. If you want to continue to help us out, they're taking care of us as a new sponsor. Please buy the Old Salt Coffee. This is the Haze Gray Dark Roast, because they know me. It's got to be dark, and I always hit rich to brew it rich. I want to brew it rich. They let us try, I don't know, 4 or 5 different coffees, and this is the one that me and you both were like, oh, yeah, we'll take that one. So Old Salt Coffee. The packaging is really cool. Check it out.
You kind of look like him. You kind of look like that guy. The big bulging biceps.
Thank you, babe. With a pencil? I don't hold a pencil. But what's really cool about the coffee too that attracted me to it is it's a bunch of Navy veterans. A bunch of Navy veterans that have put this company together, and they're doing really well. And they reached out, and the fact that they're veterans, the fact that the coffee's good, we're all over it. So, by the way, if you put Trevino 10, you get 10% off. I'm going to work on 20%, but apparently Trevino 10 gets you 10% off. And if you're a Captain Evil, you're always looking for that discount code. So Trevino 10, please buy, please support. We appreciate you guys. And by the way, as you know at my shows, I always give it up to the men and women who serve. We don't do that much on the podcast. So big shout out to the men and women who serve, and especially supporting those veteran-owned businesses. So thanks, guys. Oh, by the way, an update on Delilah. Thank God she's doing much better. We're getting smiles. We're getting a little bit of happiness. We're able to tickle her and hang out with her, and things are getting better. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of our hearts who have reached out, and believe me, we have tried everything that you guys
We've
have
gotten
suggested.
So many tips and tricks, except the baby chiropractor.
That's the only one.
And I've had a couple people say like it was a game changer for them. It's just the thought of a chiropractor with a
Well,
baby scares me.
and-
But they
and-
said it's not like popping and snapping or anything like that.
So one of my really good friends, we call him Pittsburgh Dan, which by the way, shout out to Pittsburgh Dan because he's been so helpful for us over the years in our real estate ventures. He's a mortgage broker and he covers Pennsylvania and Florida. But Pittsburgh Dan is a very good friend of mine, and he's always a very kind and good guy. And the reason that chiropractors scared me, and you know this story.
Yeah.
Dan's brother, Jess, was going to chiropractor school. Well, they did a neck adjustment on him, and he went home, lay down in bed, and had a stroke. And had his roommate not found him having a stroke, he probably would have died. And it was all because of a bad adjustment from a chiropractor in chiropractor school.
Yeah.
So I used to go to chiropractors because of my back, and now I just don't because it scared the living piss out of me.
Yeah.
Right. And we're not talking about a broken bone here. Okay. We're not talking about, something that you're going to recover from. Right. I mean, he is now, and this happened in his 40s. He is now still recovering from a stroke, and he's still can't speak well. Yeah. The left side of his body is dragging behind, and it just scares me.
Yeah.
I did desperately need a chiropractor recently because of something I had going on in my neck, and I went to go see Dwayne, Shelby's husband in Portland, and he did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And I brought up my fear with him, and he goes, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. He goes, so we've been doing it so long that we're very good at what we do. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that you should not go to a chiropractor, and I have.
Yeah.
It just scares me to even go another level to a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And one of the comments was like, make sure you go to a very experienced.
Right. There are people who specialize in babies. Yeah.
So that's the only thing we have not tried. But I think one of the reasons we have not tried it is because we are seeing progress.
Yeah.
And things are getting better here at the Trevino house. And hopefully you can go on a little girls trip Jen and Jeremy are going to be in Vegas next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They invited us.
Look at you bringing it back to a casino.
No, I did not say a casino. I said Vegas.
Multiple casinos.
And you can shop your ass off. You can shop, and there's nobody there, and you can do
it
your
does sound fun,
thing.
actually.
So if you want to, we can book it. Oh yeah.
We
need to talk about Chevy because holy moly, dude. So Jess, Chevy and our friends at Aztec Chevrolet, they give us a vehicle to drive, right? Yeah. And we're actually enjoying kind of driving different things.
One of the moms in the neighborhood, I don't think she knows we have a sponsorship with Chevy, and she's like, I noticed you guys always have a different car in your driveway. Like, I wonder if they think we get it repoed all the time and go get another one or something.
No, just tell them, our friends at Aztec Chevrolet, welcome, Sunday. So, they always let us drive a different car. And so the Tahoe was great because it was a high country, and we got to drive it for a little while.
Yeah.
Right? And then what happens is we drive it, we talk about it, and then it sells. So then, Jerry over there at Aztec goes, all right, I'm bringing you something else. We got to pick up that one. So I was really bummed that the high country left us.
Yep.
Right? So then they send this GMC Denali Yukon. And I'm a Chevy guy, but I've had GMCs in the past. Yeah, it's a GM product.
Yeah.
I've had GMCs in the past. We had the Acadia, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, holy moly, like this thing is freaking
The interior
nice.
was beautiful.
Dude, it had like 100 and something miles. So literally the miles it took them to drive it here is all it had. I was like, oh my God, like this thing was like the leather was white. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then literally we had it all of 6 days and they call and go, it's sold. That car is gone.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to come switch you out. So now we have the GMC Acadia Denali, which I'll say. So here's, to me, the big difference. Oh, by the way, Aztec Chevrolet. To me, the big difference is in the Yukon versus you have the same amount of seating in the GMC Acadia, but it's just so much smaller.
Yes.
And it's more maneuverable.
Yeah.
Right. You can fly in and out of places. It drives more like a car.
Yeah.
You know, the Yukon, I mean, it's like.
It feels like a bus.
It feels like a boat, man.
Yeah.
You're cruising, and it has this thing has airbags. Like, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So big thank you to Aztec Chevrolet for letting me drive all these great vehicles. And then he goes, hey man, I got another Camaro, and I'm like, no. Like, I got a thing going on here. We got this SUV. We got too many kids. You know?
Yeah.
So thank you, Aztec Chevrolet. And so I'm in Oklahoma City as we speak. As you're driving? As you're watching this, yes, I'm going to drive. There's a casino on the way. And
surprise.
but I get so frustrated, and I mean no disrespect to the comedy club, because it's my first time to work there, but they always they want to put me in. They're like, hey, we've got this Spanish language radio to promote you on.
Oh.
And hey, we're going to put you on hip hop, right? And I'm like, no, I am not nothing against hip hop.
Right.
That's not my crowd.
You're a redneck Mexican.
Yeah, put me on. Well, no, but you know that the fans are female.
Yeah.
Put me on adult contemporary.
The soccer mom station?
Yeah, put me on the soccer mom station. Put me on country. Put me on rock. Put me on classic rock. Hip hop for me is the last place that I would think that my audience is at. But because I'm Mexican American, immediately they go, we know how to promote him. Like, no.
Yeah.
Put me on where the married people are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hip hop's a young crowd. You know, that's 12 to 18. Put me on, like you said, the soccer mom station. You know, so that's this weekend, and then I'm really gonna work on tuning in the new special, because we are gonna produce, along with Texas Crew and Rick, a new special.
Yeah.
And we're gonna film it in Waco. And we're very excited. The
I almost feel like, I know this sounds weird. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I almost feel like it's I don't want to say it's like your greatest hits, but you have been doing these great jokes for a while, and because of COVID, you weren't able to put them on film. So it's like the gummy bear joke with my dad in Vegas has never been filmed.
Well,
wrecking the truck has never been filmed.
Let me interject, because it has really broken my heart to tour in 2019 with that material, knowing that when I tour the next year, I always like to give, 20 to 30 to 50% new material, right? So in 2019, I'm touring with this material, and I always want the fan to see different stuff, right? I'm always talking about new stories, new things that happen with our life. So in 2019, I'm touring with all this great material that happened, right? The gummy bear story, the you wrecking the truck, all this stuff happened.
Yeah.
I'm able to write this material. Well, early 2020, the plan was film it, dump it, put it on social media. Mm-hmm. People can share it, people can watch it.
Right.
Start writing a new hour. And when coronavirus happened and we got benched, it really sucked, because now I'm going back to these cities and they're having to see, and I feel bad. And even though I know the stories are funny,
right,
they're having to see stuff I did in 2019. But I want everybody to understand that it's because I haven't had the opportunity to film it.
But not just that you haven't had the opportunity to film it, also that it seemed socially
irresponsible,
tone deaf to go and talk about all these funny, and being in Vegas when Vegas was shut down, we were living in a different world. So to go and do that material or film that material would have been weird too.
Yeah, and I mean, it's frustrating because I see on my Facebook or on Instagram where people go, hey man, any new material? Yes, dude, I'm working on it. I've been shut down for a year. So it hurts my feelings that,
right,
oh my God, am I going to lose a fan because they think it's the same tired old stuff? It's not.
Well, and then my life in quarantine,
there was a year pause
where you and in that year pause, you said, I'm still going to write new stuff, even though I'm not going on stage to test it out. And you put out My Life in Quarantine.
Something.
So
right.
to do something.
So I was really, I'm really excited that we finally get to film it. And we finally get to put it on tape, and
I am too. So we can get rid of the truck story, and I don't have to keep reliving it over and over again.
Well, but I get that too, right? Where people hit me up and go, I want want to share the gummy bear story. Where can I share it? Oh my God, I want to share the vacation story. Where can I share it? Right.
Yeah.
And then even to like, I mean, Becca got married on TV 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm still, I mean, the good news is that her season of Say Yes to the Dress is happening now.
Uh-huh.
But like when I was talking about all of that and all that was happening,
the show hadn't come out yet.
The show hadn't even aired.
Yeah.
You know, so now it's aired. So I'm very excited to get that material on tape and move forward with more stories, other ideas, and we
I almost feel like mentally for you too, it's like everyone's getting the vaccine, we're all sort of moving on, but I think mentally for you, you need to get this on tape so that you can move on to and
but we
feel like
also,
your career is moving on.
There's no stories to that was what the sad part was with Rona was, you know, when New Year's came and I went through my phone to go, hey, I want to do 10 to 12 pictures of my year. It was so sad to see things stop. There were no more fun pictures.
Yeah.
Right? And it was like, wait a minute. How can I write material if we're not out living our life? If we're not out doing things, you know, if we're not, you know, now we were in Florida when the snow thing happened. Is there a bit there? There possibly could be, right? Mm-hmm. Delilah shitting all over the hotel room that we were supposed to only be in
for 2 hours.
For 2 hours. Is there a bit there? But none of this stuff, nothing happens for my material unless we're actually
living life,
living life and doing things. So it's been a struggle for me and my insecurities with the fan or the family is what we call them, you know.
Yeah.
Is, hey guys, man, I love you guys and I always want to give you new stories, but it's been rough, man, and it's been hard to. And then the other frustrating part is you know, somebody, you know, any new material, man? Oh yeah, dude, go be a stand-up. Yeah, how about you just go be a stand-up and write material because it's that easy. No, It's hard, man. Writing material is hard, and telling these stories is harder than.
It's because you make it look so easy. It's because you make it look like you just go on there and you're just talking. People don't realize all that goes on behind the scenes.
Well, but not only that is you know, we get some comments where they're like, this dude just talks about his wife. And it's like, well, first of all, I love my wife and I admire her, and doing an impression of her is flattery, right?
Right.
And then second of all, it's what my life is.
Yeah.
I am a family man. I am home working in the yard. I mean, that's who I am.
Yeah.
Right. And secondly, it's like, are you going to tell Dave Chappelle, dude, race again, bro? You know what I mean? It's his thing.
Right.
Right. Are you going to tell, you know, Sebastian, oh man, we got to hear an Italian story again? It's his, you know, it's what he's good at. So I'm really excited to be filming in Waco. Actually, next weekend.
Yeah.
We've let all of Texas know that we're filming. So if anybody wants to be a part about it, and then I'm really excited because there's a possibility that we get Little Joe to introduce me. And a lot of people might not know who Little Joe is, but just to give you an example is you probably don't know who Little Joe is, but him and Willie Nelson are best friends. And when Willie Nelson lost his home to the IRS and lost everything, he moved in with Little Joe. And Little Joe was the first Tejano music star to truly cross over.
Into country
music. And to have a very Texas white and Latino mix of people at his shows.
I think which is why you connect with him. That's
why I connect with him, you know, and it's really cool that
to be a performer who walks that line.
Well, I mean, him and Willie Nelson being best friends explains exactly who he is, and explains who Willie Nelson is. Yeah. Right. They're a little bit country. They're a little Tejano, right? Yeah. And there's this mix of cultures that I'm very proud of, and I'm very proud that Texas really has this kind of mix of cultures, right? And I think Little Joe represents that, and I'm hoping that he agrees. However, like Willie, he's in his 80s. Yeah. He's an older man, you know. So and also to introduce people to who Little Joe is, right? So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that you are going to be a female director again.
Yeah.
You're going to be a female producer again at the show. So we're very, very excited. And we're trying to figure out how the hell we're going to pull all of it off with the new baby and Garrett and our crazy schedule. So join us, please, in Waco to help us do our 5th 1-hour special. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
And we fought so damn hard for that first one.
That is crazy.
We fought for every one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been a do it ourselves DIY.
I was gonna say the specials are just as much babies as our babies are.
Oh man, and it's really cool because it really gives kind of a stamp in our life, and it's like episodes. You know, you can almost watch these from Grandpa Joe's son to Relatable, to Till Death. To my life.
You look like a completely different person from Grandpa Joe's son to now.
Oh my God, I was fat.
I mean, I'm fat now. Curly hair.
You made me do that. You know what's even creepier? Her dad has, her dad, he has curly long hair. And she's like, hey, be more like my dad. That's gross.
No, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
But I'm glad we got to sit down. And Jess, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. And, it's one of those things, too, that... And Renae she didn't grow up like us. We were so close. All of us were friends. All of us hung out.
Yeah.
All of us knew each other. But Gregory Portland was a smaller place. Literally, between the time that we graduated to the time you graduated, it exploded in that time.
Yeah.
And then what tripped me out, and I think Jess probably feels the same way, you drive by the Gregory Portland High School parking lot, and the vehicles that these kids are driving is unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. We drove old pickup trucks, right? And I remember Holly Wilkerson got a Camaro, and that was like oh my God, she got a brand new Camaro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was a huge deal. Now there's a Camaro every other freak Camaro. I mean, Kinsey's driving a convertible Mustang, your old Mustang.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what the hell happened? But I'm glad you came out, and we're all going to go eat lunch. And Jess is insisting on Cooper's Barbecue and a casino.
And a casino.
But I hope you guys learned. You probably learned nothing. Very quickly.
Yes.
I'm so excited. We're going to go pick up our table.
Oh, yes. So hopefully next week we should have a new table. It'll be bigger. We won't have chairs yet because I'm waiting to see what the table looks like in this space. We might end up still keeping these chairs, and I might get some new ones out there. We'll figure it out.
And then I got a message that somebody bought a necklace from our friends.
Mason Loria.
They bought a necklace from there. So thank you for supporting the people that support us. I am Steve Trevino.
And I'm Renae, Captain Evil.
Good job. Love you guys.